I'm continuing on now with the body design work, and I had some white foam, still have a little bit of it that I could cut up, but I'm making some scale models. I might have a half an hour in that, but that's my first one. Here's another one I'm working on. This is the nose and the tail. This is the streamliner look. This one here is, let's see, that's this one. This one here. So this is a scale model, and I can use my ruler to measure the width of the body or the height. So I want to do a couple other designs. I want to do this one. So what I do is I take some of this vellum paper, tracing paper, and I don't have to be super accurate here because I sand it to shape and to eyeball. Let's see here. I also mark the axle location so I can put the wheels on it. Now I know that the length of the car is no more than 8 feet, and the height is, I want 30 inches, and the width side to side certainly no more than 24. So this is a scale block, 1 inch to the foot. So that's 2 feet, represents 2 feet, and then this represents 8 feet right there. The car is a little bit shorter than 8 feet. So anyway, that's what I'm going to use I'll set this on here like this, and then I just use a pencil. This is an 80 grit belt off of a belt sander, and then this is 36 grit. I got different sanding blocks here. If this was blue foam, it'd be way easier. This is not ideal, but you know, to knock out a quick model, it works. So now I'm just going to dress it a little bit to my line, just eyeball it up. Try not to bring this stuff in the house. Okay, so the idea is that this is the shape of this. Yeah, that's pretty darn close. And since that's a scale drawing, that's a scale model. So now, if I was looking down on top of this, this is the shape I would see. So, I just eyeball this up. And then just lightly trace around it. Pretty straightforward stuff. I may or may not taper it right there, I don't know. But I know that this line continues. Right along there. So I know that, let's see, let me just double check. I want the width of the body at the widest point to be, let's see, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, about 22 inches. So as I sand the block, I can check that here and find 22 inches. And same thing on length and all other height measurements. Then I know that'll be a pretty good representation of what the final car is going to look like based on my drawing. So, okay. Let's see here. Okay, so now I gotta go take off the extra. And then I can start to shape it to its final shape. You know, that's how this one started. It's just a block. And this was my first one. See, I used too rough a sandpaper. I pulled out a bunch of chunks. So, anyway, by the time I get to the next couple of these, I'll be fairly decent at knocking out these white foam body shapes. Tomorrow I'm gonna go, or Monday I'm gonna go get some blue foam. Oh, and then when I really get good at it, I got myself a block of balsa. This is, what is it? 3 inches by 4 inches. So I can get 4 models out of this. So I prefer working in balsa, truthfully. I built quite a few RC model airplanes over the years, and you know, I like working with it. Okay. Let me take the excess off of that now. Okay, so here are the 3 shapes so far. This was the first one. This is the second streamliner view. Here's the front. This is with the mid-30s type grille. And then this is the one with the track nose. The Bonneville car, or lake racer, I guess. So I'm going to do a couple more of these. I really want to do this one. And I want to do a pickup version for the heck of it. So 2 more to go, and then I'll be done messing with these foam models. It's a good exercise. It gives me a chance to think. I have half a mind to do that one too, but we'll see. Okay, so I want to make a scale model of this version here, but this is not drawn in 1 inch to the foot. That's probably 1/2 inch to the foot. So I had to kind of bring it up to scale. So as it turns out, this vellum paper or tracing paper is laid out 1 inch to the foot. So that was handy. So first I lay out a wheelbase and then a height and a length. Here's a top view of this. Still messing with it. But I want to also do a model of this one. So I'm going to lay this out real quick. So let's say I start with a 60-inch wheelbase. 5 feet. Then I have a circle template. Okay, so there's the wheelbase. That represents the ground. I want the cars that I build not to exceed 30 inches. Actually, a little less is what I prefer, but let's establish the 30-inch mark. Okay, so there's the height. And the length of the car at 8 feet is from the front of the tire to the back of the body would be 8 feet. So that's this one right here. So there's the back of the car and here's the front of the car. So on the top view or plan view, this is elevation, side elevation. I don't want the car to exceed 24 in width. So let's mark that out here. So this is looking down on it. I know that 2 of these squares is 2 feet. Okay, so these are the axles, so I could draw the axles in just for quick reference. So that'll help me proportioning. Now I know that from the axle to the back of the seat is about 50 inches or so. 48, I'll say 51. Okay, so this is the back of the seat. And in this case, the body is going to come almost to the front, so basically that's the front of the body, we'll say, a couple inches behind the wheels. So at this point, you start drawing. You have to come up with what you want here. Since I know the back of the seat, I know that the cowl will be at 27 inches. So let me establish that. 24, 27. So the cowl or dash, back of the seat, so you can see if I put in a seat here. You know. Okay, so. Alright, so I've got my basic reference points. So I know I want about a 10 to 15 degree angle to the grill. So if I set this on here, here is 10 degrees, here's 20 degrees. So I'm going to use 15 right in the middle. So if I go from here to there, this is just rough. So that's the front of the body. There's a slight uphill slope. Then it drops down. And let's see, that's 30, so, and I want to be a little lower than the cowl at the back of the body. So this wouldn't be much, it'd be about like that. And then because it's a pickup, basically the body just drops off. Maybe I have a slight angle to it. Down below, this is basically anything you want. I know that I want the bottom of the body 5 to 6 inches off the ground for center of gravity, so keep the wheels planted. So I'll just kind of come up with something here. Back to there. I'm just, a truck bed's a fairly easy thing to draw. There's usually a lower balance to a truck bed. So there's some overhang back here because, you know, the engine's right here. Here's the engine. So anyway, that's a good start. And then let's see, on this one, I'm thinking that the body will curve during the whole thing. Maybe the center of the curve at the cowl. Let's see how that looks. Let's take, let's say the nose was, this is a fairly narrow shape, so let's say we were 6 inches at the front. So that would be rounded there. And I'm just going to take this back to the point of the rear of the seat. Now the bed would be slightly inside of that, I'm thinking. Hard to say at this point. Let's see, there's a little part right there. I could have some little exhaust tips sticking out for effect if I wanted. I could put a little fender here maybe. Might be fun. This would probably be a rounded corner. The seat is right here. Here's the seat. And the steering wheel. Alright, so that's the basic shape. At this point, that's scale sketch. And I will just work to refine it so that it's pleasing to my eye. I think this one looks better than that one. So I just got to work on proportion. See what I can come up with. Because I'm trying to do this model of this one and this one. Okay, so that's pretty close. I think I'll go with that for the model. I worked on this one a little bit more, a little more refined. I'm not sure about this shape, but that's why I make the model. It's just fun to explore different body shapes and see what I can come up with. And then later when I build the car, I'll almost guarantee that it'll change even some more, because a lot of things come to you when you get there, when you're actually doing it. Okay, so I have to cut these out, and then I have to make some more blocks of foam. You know, I enjoy cycle karting. I like building them, driving them, and I really like designing them. It's fun to do. Keeps me out of trouble, I guess. Okay, so those two go together. These two. See, these blocks are a little bit tall, but that's easy to trim. Alright, another half hour and I'll have a couple other models to look at. Okay, I've made a little more progress here. One thing I did different is I did the top shape first. Then I laid this over the side. So I reversed the way I did it on the other models just to see what would happen. So I cut the top first, then I laid this on and cut the side. Same thing here. You know what's interesting is this shape right here would make a great cycle cart and fairly easy to build because there's no compound curves, square corners. So it's interesting. But I'm going to shape this and work it, see what I can come up and try to make it pleasing to the eye. So that's this one here. Fits on there. It's on there real good. Both ways. Okay. I hadn't checked these against the drawing. Yeah, that looks okay. Pretty darn close. Alright, I'm going to work on them some more. Well, I decided to build some models basically for the fun of it. It didn't take me too long, and it gave me time to think and explore different body shapes. I like all of them in various degrees. This was my first one, and this one is actually a little out of scale. I should have did some more sanding on it. These are closer to the size of the body if I were to put my scale ruler to it. So there's one version. Okay, this is the pickup. I like this one. It's probably the most hot rod version of all of them. It had the mid-30s grill, maybe some louvers. Has a nice shape though. It'd be interesting to have a bed and then the engine would be in there, a little cover. This one is the curved version, a lot of curves, this would be the most difficult body to make. But I think it could be the most visually interesting and pleasing. You can see how the grill might be on that. This is the Streamliner. This was the second one I made, and I could have made this a little bit sleeker. But it's an interesting shape, that's for sure. Also has that mid-30s grill. And then this is the Bonneville car. I think I got a little too crazy with sanding on this one. This is way too deep. This would be a far shallower cut. There'd be a roll bar. This one's built for speed, theoretically. This is also the only one of these that would be the mid-engine version with the engine ahead of the axle. So, alright, that's enough of that exercise. I think my next goal will be to get some steel and knock out a chassis. So that's what's coming. Okay.